Welcome back to another Formula 1 Manager 22 video. My name is CringeyJesse, and here we are the manager of the Haas Formula 1 team for round 2. Me personally, I did say my season objective was P7. Apparently, the people above me said that their season objective is P6. So I think I'm going to stick with P7 for right now. In my head, I will shoot for P6. I don't know if I'm going to get that. Long-term objective podium contender. That is my goal. I do want to make these people, I want to make this team specifically a championship contending team. Quickly, before we go into practice, I'm not going to do a lot of recording from practice, but there was some information that I left out of, even though I did show the project that I'm doing. So over here, my drivers, you see that Mick Schumacher is a 76 and Logan Sargent is a 70. I personally like Logan Sargent. I love Logan Sargent. The fact that he is racing in F1 next season to me is very exciting. Unfortunately, he's racing for Williams, so your boy might be a part-time Williams fan next year. I don't know. We'll see. Most likely, though. Let's be real. So that's why I went ahead and hired him over here. I'm doing a little competition between Logan Sargent and Mick Schumacher. They get one lap in practice 1 and practice 2 because Logan Sargent can only be involved in one practice. So in the very first practice, Logan Sargent gets to go first because if I'm not mistaken, that's the only practice he can be in. He gets one lap to go as hard as he possibly can and show me what time he can put in. And Mick Schumacher, I mean, he's going to go through qualifying, so he gets to show me multiple laps. But I'm only using the one lap that he puts in on P2 that he gets to go as hard as he possibly can to show me the best time he can put in. And I am evaluating their times on these 2 laps that they put in every week, and I'm putting them up against each other. Whoever wins, no matter what the overall is, whoever wins in that category, in my opinion, gets to be the starting driver next year if both of them end up on my racing team next year. Logan Sargent here, he's got 3 years on his contract, whereas Kevin Magnussen also has 3 years on his contract. Mick Schumacher has 9 months left on his contract. So this is the second video I've posted on this channel. Obviously, I'm working on some different ways of editing and figuring out exactly how I want to do these videos. If you have any ideas, any pointers, criticism, anything that you think would be helpful to me and to figure out how to make this more, what's the word I'm looking for? Interesting, more willing to watch. One thing I did notice was my voice. My voice sounded really tired and bleh in the last video. In my opinion, it was, what was it, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning? It is now midnight, so by the time we get done with all of this, it'll probably be like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning again. But I am more awake than I was last time. But yes, if you have any pointers on any of my videos, not just this one, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know on Twitter. Whatever. Just let me know. And Logan Sargent here, nearing the end of P1, is going to give us his lap. As we go and we look at his timings and stuff, we're gonna close that out real quick. Coming across the line, starting his lap, as of right now, his best time is a 134.9. That's on hards. Trying to figure out the car setup and everything needed. He only gets one practice a week. Coming here near the end of Sector 1. Actually, he was a little bit further than I thought. I guess I forgot how this track is laid out. Now coming to the end of Sector 1. It's a green lap. Then again, he's been running on hards, and now he's on softs. So hopefully he doesn't mess up, because this is his one lap that he is going to put in. Actually, yeah. No. I messed up. We're going to restart this. Logan Sargent.
Push even more.
Nearing the end of P1, we got him out literally just in time, kind of. Starting his lap for the weekend to go up against Mick Schumacher to see who can win this week. Last week, Logan Sargent did win that one, so as of right now, he is 1-1. Not 1-1, 1-0. With his battle with Mick Schumacher. As he comes here to the end of Sector 1, he gets a green time. It's not bad. It's not bad. We don't expect any purples out here when we're going up against cars like Ferrari and Red Bull. Magnussen coming to the pits now. It's not a bad idea to do. We got 30 seconds left. Looks like he's putting in a good time. The tires are getting hot, but that's all right. We're going to let him finish out the lap because that is the whole point of this. As he's getting very close. Oh no, he finished Sector 2. Got another green lap. Not bad. Not bad at all. Coming down this last little back stretch. I call it the little back stretch. It is a stretch to me in 22 at least. Turn around the last corner.
See you back here.
Coming up to the finish line. I'm so glad he didn't pit. I thought the guy called him in for a second. Coming up to the finish line. Getting a time good enough for P3 here in P1. But we don't know his time just yet. Let's go figure that out. All right, so Logan Sargent's last lap was a 1:32.763. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Especially for a reserve driver, in my opinion, that's not bad at all. So off to P2. We're near the end of P2. We're going to have Mick Schumacher do the exact same thing, and hopefully his time will be better than Logan Sargent's. Hopefully, as in hopefully for Mick Schumacher. To me, I don't really care who has the fastest lap. I just want to know who is faster. That's all I care about. But with that said, we have Logan Sargent's time. Let's go get Mick Schumacher's time.
All okay, Kev?
Yeah, my bad, sorry.
Let's take a look at the replay. Watch this. There's Leclerc.
Ew.
Goodness me, that is a serious collision.
And
Nick,
coming
let's just put our
around
head down.
the final turn, racing towards the line as he's about to start his fast lap here in P2, near the end of P2, to see if he has a time that's better than or worse than Logan Sargent's. We should definitely, oh, not wrong button, my bad guys, my bad. We should definitely pull this up so we can see his sectors as he completes the sectors. I love how these guys in this game makes most of these tracks look really easy, whereas I struggle in them on Formula 122. He's coming to the end of Sector 2 with a green lap. No, it's not bad. Like I said, through Logan Sargent's, I don't really expect purple laps just yet with Haas, especially on a track like that. Oh, that's going to mess up some time right there. That is going to mess up time for sure.
VSC.
That is... shoot. Events, all drivers, grid penalty. Penalty given to Max Verstappen for penalty. Collision caused. Awesome. And here we can see Magnussen. Magnussen also got his penalty. How do you scroll down to look at it? Oh, there we go. Penalty given to Magnussen for penalty. Collision caused. Grid penalty. Alright, so as of right now, both Magnussen and Max Verstappen both have a grid penalty after P2. Mick Schumacher here in P3 going for his flying lap to go up against Logan Sargent here. Hopefully he actually gets this one done without any interruptions as he crosses the line. Currently sitting in P16, running a normal strategy of them trying to figure out their cars and if they like it or not. I have noticed one difference between not being able to use Mick Schumacher in all of the practices is his track knowledge is fairly low compared to Magnussen, who is almost at 100%. But right quick, as we come to the end of Sector 1 here for Jeddah, I have just realized I am not where I need to be. Puts in a purple Sector 1. Actually, I'm really shocked at that, as I have said multiple times already that I do not expect any purple sectors from him or Sargent. But yes, noticing not using Mick Schumacher in the first practice might be messing me up in my races due to the fact that his track knowledge is very low by the time we're done with P3, whereas Magnussen, you know, he's getting 100. But why aren't you doing these tests with Kevin Magnussen, Mr. CringeyJesse leader? As we come to the end of Sector 2, he has a green Sector 2. And the reason for that is because normally in practice, Kevin Magnussen has no problem being in front of Logan Sargent and or Mick Schumacher. Like he's usually always in the lead. Coming here to the end of his flying lap, crossing the line, gets a green Sector 3 and a 132.521, which, if I'm not mistaken, is better than 132.763. Yes, Mick Schumacher wins round 2 of the battle for the seat in 2023. Congratulations, Mick Schumacher, on that feat. All right, so it does say right here, grid penalty +3. So as of right now, I am going to take that as the man lost 3 positions. That's what I'm going to take it as. All right, so I made a very terrible mistake of not timing it correctly. My cars did not get out there for the final lap of qualifying. So these are your cars that are going into Q2. You have Carlos Sainz leading the pack, followed behind Max Verstappen, who has a grid penalty, let's not forget. Sergio Perez in 3rd, Lewis Hamilton in 4th, George Russell following in 5th, Valtteri Bottas in 6th, Fernando Alonso in 7th, Pierre Gasly in 8th, Esteban Ocon in 9th, and Guan Yu Zhou closing out the top 10 in P10. Then we have Charles Leclerc in 11th. That's a crazy sight to see. Followed behind him is Yuki Tsunoda. Lando Norris, P14, is Kevin Magnussen. He will be going into Q2. And then to finish up your Q2 cars, Daniel Ricciardo. P16 is Mick Schumacher. He just didn't make it. He just didn't make it. Unfortunately, I timed it wrong. He might have had a better shot if I had timed it correctly. But unfortunately, that was not the case. Also knocked out behind him is Sebastian Vettel, Alexander Albon, Lance Stroll, and provisionally starting in last, Nicholas Latifi. I say that because we still have a grid penalty. Kevin Magnussen and Max Verstappen still has a grid penalty. We have no idea where these guys are going to end up after the penalty is given. I still think it's 3 because of what it said, but there's only one way to find out. Off to Q2. And starting their final flying lap of the Q2, there was a car that spun. I'm not sure exactly who it is. We've had a crash on the track by a competitor, and it was Guan Yu Zhou who has crashed here in the last minute of qualifying.
The Alfa Romeo involved in this one.
As he spins out and hits the wall. That does end his lap. There's no way he can do better than what he has. So Kevin Magnussen, hopefully there is no yellow flags to slow him down, has a chance from here as long as he can stay in front of Norris, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, and Gasly going around here in the track of Jeddah. Now, it does look like we have a... Which one is this? Not that one. It is Pierre Gasly coming up to the line first. I don't know if this is a finishing lap or if he's trying to start a lap. Either way, He has just crossed the line, and he puts himself in to the top 10. Ocon is finished. Alonso is finished. They are also in the top 10. Who's coming across next? It's a yellow car. It looks like it's Norris. Norris coming across the line. He is now finished. Only improves to P12 as of right now. Who is coming up next? It looks like Guan Yu Zhou is next, but he's not going to be able to put in a time. I have a feeling that this is Russell who is coming in right now as Russell crosses the line. Oh, that was Hamilton, my bad. Hamilton and Russell have both finished. They are in the top 10 very comfortably. As of right now, Leclerc does have provisional pole. Magnussen only improves up into P12. We have Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez coming to finish their laps, as Valtteri Bottas will be the next one to cross the line as he's finishing around the last turn here in Jeddah. Pedal to the metal, I'm assuming, racing to the line, and no, he decided, you know what, he's done. He is going to go ahead and pit. So now we have Sergio Perez, who needs to finish his lap as he is coming down the back straight. I don't know about you guys, but he does seem to be going a tad bit slow. He might not be putting in a final lap. He might be thinking, you know what, I'm already good enough for Q3. Let's go to the pits and get that all sorted, and that's exactly what he did. Well, as of right now, well, there is no as of right now because that is final. Kevin Magnussen has been eliminated from qualifying, will not be in Q3, but at least he made it to Q2. That was one of our goals for the weekend. Charles Leclerc, I said provisional pole again, didn't I? Charles Leclerc is your fastest driver so far. We got Max Verstappen, who still has a penalty and will have a penalty until the race starts. Carlos Sainz in third, Sergio Perez in fourth, Lewis Hamilton in fifth, followed by his old teammate, Valtteri Bottas, George Russell in seventh, Fernando Alonso in eighth, Pierre Gasly in ninth, and Esteban Ocon closing out your top 10, and those will be your 10 cars going into Q3. Guan Yu Zhou in 11th, Kevin Magnussen in P12, P13 Lando Norris, 14th Daniel Ricciardo, and in 15th Yuki Tsunoda. And these were your 5 from the last week. Now this is the end of Q2. Both of my cars are out. I do not know if the game will let me look at Q3, but if it does, I will be sure to bring you the news. If not, I will see you in the race. Okay, so no, it did not let me look at Q3 at all. Unfortunately, it would have been really nice to still watch Q3 as it unfolded. But here is your starting lineup. As of right now, you have Charles Leclerc on pole, Max Verstappen in second, Sergio Perez in third, Carlos Sainz in fourth, Lewis Hamilton in fifth, followed by his old teammate Valtteri Bottas, Esteban Ocon in P7, George Russell in P8, Fernando Alonso in P9, and closing out your top 10 is Pierre Gasly with an AlphaTauri in the top 10. And then starting 11th is Guan Yu Zhou of Alfa Romeo, Kevin Magnussen in P12, Lando Norris 13, and followed by his teammate Daniel Ricciardo. Then we have Yuki Tsunoda, Mick Schumacher, Sebastian Vettel, Alexander Albon, Lance Stroll, Nicholas Latifi to close out the grid. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget that Kevin Magnussen and Max Verstappen both have a penalty. Do not know how bad that penalty is just yet. We will find out on race day. So yeah, let's get to that race. Let's see what happens.
We have clear weather tonight as we look at the drivers in their grid positions. There we see Kevin Magnussen. With their starting position in the back 10, they'll have their work cut out for them. And it's Schumacher as the second driver today. They'll be starting the race from the bottom half of the grid, so there's a fair bit of ground to make up. Will their hard work pay off today? It's almost time for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Sergio Perez and Leclerc in the top 2 as we go and look at them as they come up to the final grid. It looks like Leclerc and Carlos Sainz are going to take P1 and P2 coming out of the chicane. It's side by side with Perez and Sainz. It also looks like it's side by side. It was side by side with Verstappen and Hamilton. I did see that. Now we got Sainz in third as of right now. Verstappen in fourth. How are my guys doing? They are still P16 and P15. Looks like Kevin Magnussen is trying to catch Daniel Ricciardo as we get through to the end of the first sector. Finishing out your top 10, Hamilton P5, Bottas P6, Ocon 7th, Russell in 8th. I do believe that was a switcheroo. Alonso is in 9th. Gasly is closing out your top 10, followed by Lando Norris and Guan Yu Zhou. We've got Yuki Tsunoda in 13th, Daniel Ricciardo in 14th, my guys Magnussen in 15th, Mick Schumacher in 16th. Then we have Stroll and Vettel with 17th and 18th, and your last two, Albon and Latifi. Honestly, no surprise there. As we get back to my guys over here in P15 and P16, following closely behind each other. I'm not too mad about that. Maybe, just maybe, we can get one of them to improve a position by the end of the first lap as they come up here to the end, to the very last turn. No, neither one of them decides to pull out and go up the inside. Yes, I do still have both of my cars pushing. We're going to have them push to the end of this here straight, and then we're going to put them back on normal as Kevin Magnussen pulls out to the outside, trying to make a move up here on Daniel Ricciardo, but instead it looks like it might slow him down as Mick Schumacher takes P15 away from Kevin Magnussen, and now Mick Schumacher is going to try to pull out to the outside and make a move on Daniel Ricciardo, but it does not seem to work as he has to tuck back in, and now he's back on the outside fighting Kevin Magnussen at the moment for P15 as they come around to the end of the first sector here on lap number 2. And it looks like everything is settled down between the two, so we're going to have them settle down as well. Coming to the end of lap 3, starting lap 4, it looks like Carlos Sainz might try to take a dive up the inside on Sergio Perez. It does not happen. Max Verstappen has improved his spot. He's now in 4th place, looking at the back end of Carlos Sainz. Wonder where and how this battle will end up, as it looks like Verstappen, Sainz, and Perez are all fighting for 2nd place at the moment, and Charles Leclerc is just pulling away as he does. Hamilton, however, has fallen back by over 2 seconds. Still followed by Bottas, Ocon, Russell, Alonso, and Gasly. Nothing really much major has changed in that department. Going back down here, Daniel Ricciardo leading my two guys here into the Big Huey here at Jeddah. One of my favorite turns personally. Definitely comes up to my favorite turn, which is right here. I love this turn. I'm not going to lie. It's very good passing opportunities for me whenever I'm playing Formula 1 22, who was holding back Max Verstappen, and there's a spin. Yuki Tsunoda spin shortly after we looked away, which is going to give an extra spot to both of my guys, of Mick Schumacher, Kevin Magnussen, and it looks like the Aston Martins and the Williams have also gotten past Yuki Tsunoda. We're going to let Mick Schumacher keep his, and there is another flag. It's a virtual safety car, so with that being said, we're going to put everything. It is a virtual
VSC.
Safety car. We are not, no, we're not boxing under VSC. I'm not that. We are going to conserve just a little bit while we are under VSC.
Oh, and that's a crash.
And it is Esteban Ocon
Take a look now.
who is crashed
So
here
there we
at
have the
Jeddah.
Alpine.
Looks like he was following a little too closely behind. Ooh, right there on the
There,
wall.
we
Does it
see the
stop?
crash.
He's in the middle of the road, but he does get to keep going, so that is why it's a virtual safety car and not an actual safety car. Their team is devastated. That is okay with me. Esteban Ocon got going in between Mick Schumacher and Kevin Magnussen. Coming around the final turn here on lap 9, about to start lap 10 of this 50-lap race. Mick Schumacher and Kevin Magnussen have both improved their positions already so far. Mick Schumacher pulls out on the inside of Daniel Ricciardo going into turns 1 and 2. Gets the pass done before the turns start. Daniel Ricciardo comes back up on the inside and down the straight as Mick Schumacher tries to cut him off.
Haas with an overtake.
And Haas gets the overtake done on Daniel Ricciardo. Can he hold it? Can he hold it long enough for Kevin Magnussen to get in front of Daniel Ricciardo? Mick Schumacher now sitting in P12 here at the Jeddah circuit. As they come around the last turn here in lap 10, heading towards the line to start lap 11. Still got Kevin Magnussen on his push. Can he catch up? Can he make a pass? It does look like Daniel Ricciardo, however, is going to come out on the outside. And Kevin Magnussen also comes out on the inside. It's a 3 wide into turn 1s and 2. Kevin Magnussen does get the pass on Max Schumacher. Unfortunately, side by side still next to Daniel Ricciardo, does get the pass on Daniel Ricciardo, putting Kevin Magnussen now in 12th and Mick Schumacher down into P14. We are going to put him on a more standard race strategy, as it looks like Magnussen has a half a second, almost a second lead on Daniel Ricciardo. If he can get over a second before the next DRS straight, then that would mean Daniel Ricciardo does not get that DRS, which would be helpful towards Mick Schumacher. So we're going to have him push his tires just a little bit more. He is in front of Daniel Ricciardo by over a second, barely over a second. Can he hold on to it going into the next DRS range? It looks like he can. So we are going to put our man Mick Schumacher on a push and hope that he can also get around Daniel Ricciardo as he goes up the inside around the turns. Going into Sector 3's DRS range, Daniel Ricciardo gets no DRS. Mick Schumacher does get the DRS as he races to catch up to Magnussen and hopes to keep that DRS for Sector 1 very much so alive.
With an overtake there.
Coming now to the end of lap 20, we're going to have Kevin Magnussen box first just because his wheels are worse. His tires are worse than Mick Schumacher's. As Kevin Magnussen comes into the box, other people were coming out of the pit lanes in the last lap, and we might have shooken up the order just a little bit. Magnussen was holding off Russell there until the end of the lap, so that might have slowed him down. We have no idea, as Mick Schumacher is now in P9 for this lap at least. There's no telling if he can hold on to that by the end of all of it. I highly doubt it, looking at the times that are behind him, as Daniel Ricciardo and Alonso, and if I'm not mistaken, let me go ahead and put him back on a standard balance here real quick before I completely forget. Let's go ahead and close that out. As we go over here and we look at the tires here, Daniel Ricciardo started on the hard, so he's going to have to change over to mediums at some point. It looks like Guan Yu Zhou also started on the hards. Valtteri Bottas started on the hards. Hamilton started on the hards. This would have been nice to look at earlier, but I did not think about it. Vettel, Latifi, Stroll, they all started on the hards. Well, maybe not Stroll, but Vettel and Latifi definitely did. Ocon, I think he boxed earlier. He might now be on a 2-stop. I have no idea. We will find out near the end of the race, as Kevin Magnussen is in P16 at the moment. Not a bad coming out of the pit area. He is currently about 3 seconds behind Esteban Ocon, so there is still time to catch up. My rears are gone. That is very much so true. I think I forgot to call you in. So let's do that before I forget any longer.
Okay, we will
as
box now.
Mick Schumacher
Copy for box.
is in P10 and he already passed it, so he has to go another lap around here with 30% tires, dropping to Daniel Ricciardo and Fernando Alonso into P11. That's definitely not part of the plan. That was me not paying attention once again to Mick Schumacher. Mick Schumacher, I highly apologize. Please forgive me. We look over here to Magnussen as he is passing the pit lane. He will definitely be back in front of Mick Schumacher. Mick Schumacher is coming out of the pit lane. Can he beat Vettel? It does not look like it at the moment. He will be tucked in behind Vettel as we put him back on a standard push here. We are at 94%, and we are over here at 95%. It might be charged, so we are going to go ahead and put him on neutral as well, and we're going to keep them at this standard pace here for just a little while in hopes that we can catch up to the rest of the pack at some point. It looks like we are in the window of passing Daniel Ricciardo when he boxes. He will be in DRS range coming up to Yuki Tsunoda here shortly within the next lap or two. I locked up there. Oh, Kevin Magnussen, that's 2 weeks in a row. We cannot have you leaving the track. My guy, he was doing so well. He was catching up. Our time interval says that he was less than a second, but now he has brought Sebastian Vettel and Mick Schumacher into the fight for P15. And ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of lap 29 to start lap 30, Kevin Magnussen has put himself back into striking distance of Yuki Tsunoda, putting himself within half a second behind Yuki Tsunoda here after turn 2 of lap 30. Going into sector 3's DRS zone, he pulls out to the outside. Yuki Tsunoda closes that up as he pulls back into the inside, and Yuki Tsunoda closes that up. That's a little bit of weaving. FIA, where you at? Going around the outside of Yuki Tsunoda's AlphaTauri into the last turn. Hits the wall. He touches the wall.
Okay, good job. That's one.
But he makes the pass. He does make the pass going into lap 31. Who has the DRS? It is Yuki Tsunoda's AlphaTauri that has the DRS going into turns 1 and 2. And it looks like Kevin Magnussen is the one who's going to hold on to P14 in lap 31. Daniel Ricciardo is now in the pit lane. Will Kevin Magnussen make the pass while he's in the pit lane? This is the time to tell, and it looks like he will, putting Mick Schumacher, if he can pass Daniel Ricciardo in the pit lane as he is coming out. Mick Schumacher does get the pass, and he is out in front of Daniel Ricciardo, putting my guys in P13 and P14. They are now both doing better than they did last week. K-Mag will be able to get that. Oh, there's a safety car. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a safety car here on lap 34. It will be lap 35.
Safety car.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, this is... We are going to ignore that for now. We might still go into the pits. We are at 75 and 70 with 15 laps. I don't think we need to pit for anything. I do not think we have to pit for anything. Where would you be if we decided to box you? You would be in 13th. No, Kevin Magnussen had worse tires, but that is okay. He's at 68%. We're going to try this strategy here with Mick Schumacher as he comes in. We have Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo, who is going to pass him in the pit lanes, but they are on mediums. As we are coming to the end of the safety car lap, starting racing once again. We have Kevin Magnussen in P14. We have Kevin Magnussen. Did I say Kevin Magnussen in P14? Mick Schumacher in P14. Kevin Magnussen in P11 coming to turns 1 and 2. Kevin Magnussen doesn't make any advances. Mick Schumacher doesn't make any advances. Kevin Magnussen in front of the two McLarens. We need both of our cars in front of the McLarens if we want a chance of moving up in the Constructors title race. Words, they are not coming to my mouth like they should be. No, not Harvest. We're going to go ahead and put you on that because I feel like Harvest is way too slow. We are a second and a half in front of him. Another driver is over the line. First place, Leclerc, Sainz, Verstappen, Hamilton, and... Oh, shoot, I'm hitting the wrong button. And Russell comes across the line. Lando Norris is taking P9. Fernando Alonso P10. P11 does go to Kevin Magnussen as he does improve over last week. Daniel Ricciardo P13, Gasly in 13, and Mick Schumacher coming in P14. We have Yuki Tsunoda P15, Vettel, Stroll coming in, closing out P17. Nicholas Latifi as he comes in and takes the checkered flag here at P18, and 19 going to Alexander Albon. I don't know about you guys, but so far this has been a crazy race. but a really good race, as both of our drivers have improved on positions compared to Bahrain. Smiling faces everywhere in the Haas garage, at least from their owner, because we have improved from last week in position-wise, and we improved today position-wise. I believe we started out 15 and 16. I cannot remember correctly, but we both improved our positions by the end of the track, by the end of the race, and this is a good race. This is good production. This is a good start. This is the start I wanted last week, but we got it this week.
The team is 8th in the constructor standings.
And for the next round, Formula One is heading down under. Exciting times ahead in Australia on the shores of the Albert Park Lake.
All right, to end out the week, Charles Leclerc is your pole sitter. Carlos Sainz in second, and Max Verstappen. Those are your podium holders for this race. Looking down the line, you have Sergio Perez in fourth, Lewis Hamilton in fifth, Valtteri Bottas in sixth, Guan Yu Zhou, who is upgraded 4 positions for this race, in seventh, George Russell, who did neither improve or downgrade, whatever that word is, P8, Lando Norris, who improved 3 positions to get P9. Fernando Alonso, who dropped 1 spot for P10. Kevin Magnussen, who improved by 4 spots, getting into P11. Daniel Ricciardo improving 1 spot into P12. Pierre Gasly dropping 3 spots into P13. Mick Schumacher improving 2 spots for P14. Yuki Tsunoda down to 15, dropping a spot. Sebastian Vettel gaining a spot for P16, Lance Stroll gaining 2 spots for P17, Nicholas Latifi gaining 2 spots for P18, Alex Albon losing a spot for P19, and Esteban Ocon, who unfortunately did not finish this race, gets last place. As we go over here to the Drivers' Championship leaderboards, we have Charles Leclerc, who is now the leader of your Drivers' Championship. Currently at the moment gaining 2 spots here with a total point of 41. Max Verstappen 1 point behind him in second. Then we have Carlos Sainz, who has 36 points in third. Going a little bit further down, we have Sergio Perez in fourth, Lewis Hamilton in fifth, Valtteri Bottas in sixth, George Russell in seventh, Guan Yu Zhou in eighth, Fernando Alonso in ninth, Lando Norris in your top 10 for the driver's standings. Then we have Pierre Gasly, who has 1 point for AlphaTauri, sitting in P11. Kevin Magnussen improves to P12 in the driver's standings. Esteban Ocon is in 13th. Daniel Ricciardo 14th. Yuki Tsunoda in 15th. And Mick Schumacher improves to P16 in the driver's standings, followed by P17 Sebastian Vettel, 18 Lance Stroll, 19 Alex Albon, and 20 Nicholas Latifi. I have nothing else to say but the fact that this has been a very, very good weekend for us here at Haas. As we look over here at the construction standings, Ferrari leaps over Red Bull, taking the first spot, Red Bull dropping down to second. Mercedes in third, Alfa Romeo in fourth, and an Alpine in fifth, McLaren in sixth, AlphaTauri dropping to seventh, and Haas, who still does not have a point, in eighth place. And then Aston Martin and Williams, the 3 bottom rows, do not have a point, as we are looking to improve to P7, so we do need to get points by the end of the season. And if we are to get P6, we definitely need to get some more points. Let me know down in the comments if you think it is possible for me to get my boys up into P6 like our owners want us to, or if we should just try to stick to P7 like I want to. Either way, at some point, I do hope to make Haas a very championship contending team up here with Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes. And then up here with Carlos Sainz, that's Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, Max Verstappen, and Charles Leclerc, Sergio Perez, Lewis Hamilton. Drivers like those, we want to compete with those people. This was a very good weekend, if I have to say so again. Myself, Lewis Hamilton, getting the fastest time of 1:33.5. And as you heard the announcer say, we will be in Australia the next time you see this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You will see more of these videos. You will also see more Formula 1 22 as I do my driver's career with Red Bull. You will also see some more PGA 2K23 as I like to golf. And then you will just see random games as I get them and figure out how to edit them and put them up. If you like the content, please stick around. I enjoy your company. It is true. If you like the content here on YouTube, where I mainly play games, I try to make jokes here and there. I try to make you laugh. Overall, I'm just trying to be entertaining. If you like my YouTube content, you should definitely check out my TikTok content, where I make skits. I just do random skits, talking here and there. That's where I'm really trying to make you laugh. That's where I'm really trying to make you laugh. If you like my content here, go check out my TikTok. It is also at CringeyJesse. I do have an Instagram. I don't post on it a lot. I really need to. You should check it out and follow me there anyway, because at some point I will be posting a lot more, and you can be one of the first ones to see it at CringeyJesse. If you like my content playing video games and me talking, and you want to hang out and chill and have a conversation with me, follow my Twitch. I go live just about every single night on Twitch at CringeyJesse. Check me out. Come follow me. Ladies and gentlemen, one last bit of news. Do not know when I will be posting again. I do have this video and a Formula 1 22 video and possibly a PGA video coming out today. I don't know in what order they are coming out, but I am moving. So once I get to my new place of residence, which will be Sunday night, by the time you're watching this video, it will probably be Friday, December 9th. So Sunday night, I will be in my new place of residency. But unfortunately, going into my new place, I don't have things to set up. I don't have a desk. I don't have a lot of things that I can use. So until I get those, I don't know when I'll post again. Hopefully I can still post on Sunday night or Monday morning. Hopefully I can post by the end of next week. I do not know, but I will be back posting more videos again by the end of the new year. That is a promise that I will keep. Until I see you again, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great Christmas and a happy new year, just in case I don't see you before then. Until next time, be safe out there, be happy, enjoy what you do, put a smile on your face, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.